Well, we're joined now by the voice of the Chiefs and the pride of Smith County, Mitch Holthus. Mitch, the way the Chiefs are doing this year, you're kind of living the dream.
Yep, and the pride of Phillips County. So Smith and Phillips County meeting right here. But, yeah, it's been an interesting story. I feel like I'm kind of living a life that I lived with K-State's those first 7 years with Bill Snyder. Andy Reid's been that transformational in his 6 years. When you really look at what he's been able to do, I mean, we were 2-14 when he showed up. Everything was in black and white and coal dust, and then he's turned it around. I mean, he's the winningest coach in Chiefs history, and this team's special. They got a shot.
Patrick Mahomes, did you think the kid would do what he's doing?
Thought he would be pretty good. Didn't think he'd be this good this soon, but he's a player that people appreciate. One thing, we finally got a Texas high school quarterback. A third of the league has him. But I really appreciate Patrick because growing up in East Texas, playing at Tech, being in West Texas, he would fit right in the state of Kansas. He's just that kind of guy. He just a humble dude. He's got great skill, super smart. Andy's throwing Calc 3 at him every day, and the kid just absorbs it. He's got a chance to be really something.
Now, when you get a chance to talk to him, say us guys in the cattle business are not quite sure putting ketchup on a steak.
Yeah, but you know what? We'll look past that for the time being. But we'll forgive him for that. But honestly, his West Texas college upbringing has served him well because he gets it in the Chiefs Kingdom.
Are we going to get a Whataburger in Kansas City, maybe?
Well, he might. He might just be able to. In a couple of years, he'll buy a whole bunch of franchises.
All right, we want to talk to you. You were at the KLA folks. We know there's challenges right now in agriculture. So, what kind of message did you tell these folks?
Well, it's I started with what now? I mean, where do we go from here? What do we do? Where do we fit? What happens? We sometimes can get kind of lost in the minutia of the moment. And I say you start by looking back. If you understand and go back and go way back, try to go back as far as you can to understand the heritage, not only of the state, but of our communities and each individual family, then you get some perspective as you push forward. I said it's also going to take some courage. It's going to take some guts. In being in agriculture, you got to have that. But it also is understanding too, where we got to make a profit, we got to make a living here, but there's also beyond the obvious impact that we kind of lost a sense with agriculture, I think, a little bit, where we got to understand, hey, there's a bigger story here for all of us. And then to have the passion to move forward. What is there to protect? What is there to preserve? And what is there to pass on? And if we understand, hey, where do we come from and where are we going and who's going to be there when we're gone, helps us approach everything we do every day in agriculture, whether we go up or down, dry cycle, wet cycle, wherever the prices are. But it does take some courage too, because we're fighting consumer misconception all the time, and it's just a constant challenge. But hey, here we go.
I want to talk about one of your passions, your family's passions in your home county of Smith County, Home on the Range. Kind of give us an update, probably if folks aren't familiar, that your family is deeply involved.
Well, it's an example of what I'm talking about. A country surgeon in 1872 wrote the words to Home on the Range, and a couple of his buddies in the south part of Smith County wrote the tune, and it became this world-famous song that people didn't know. It's public domain. Nobody's making any money off the song. And it was written in a cabin that was still there to this day. My great aunt and uncle had that property for 60 years. Twice they were given blank checks to move it, and they said it stays right here. It would have changed their life. So now that generationally here, we're trying to protect it, even enhance it. The movies come out about it. If people can find the movie and watch the movie, they'll understand that in 1934, a cease and desist lawsuit was filed because some couple in Arizona said they wrote it in 1905. And actually, when the Music Protection Association went back and researched it, they go, no, Smith County, Kansas in 1872. So it is a passion for our family, but it's something to preserve, something to protect, and something to pass on. And that's where we're at right now.
Well, Mitch, we appreciate everything you do. You're a great ambassador for the state of Kansas, great ambassador for the Chiefs, and a great ambassador for the heritage. So always great to catch up with you. And obviously, people at home and all over the state are very proud of your career.
And one of the things I try to be is an ambassador for agriculture. If you listen to my games, I'll even mention, I said, if somebody's out there, you might be fixing fence, you might be harvesting row crop or planting wheat, but I try to just put that seed, no pun intended, in people's minds to understand what's the center force of the Chiefs Kingdom, and to me, it is agriculture.
Mitch Holthus, the voice of the Kansas City Chiefs, joining us.